any of the heavy lifting. I want you to stick around because at the end of this video, I will reveal how are you going to get the 5 months free SEO services, plus how are you going to earn money by partnering with us. First off, what is white label SEO? If you are an agency owner, a freelancer, or a business owner, white label SEO offer SEO services under your brand while you don't do any work, and we do all the work behind the scene. Your clients will see your logo, your branding, but the results come from our experts. This means you can focus on client getting and also client relationships while we do all the technical stuff for you. The best part, even if you are a one-man team, you can still have a big agency by partnering with us because you don't need to worry about buying any expensive SEO tools, renting an office, or hiring your staff because it's very expensive. By the way guys, my name is Kirk Roldan and I started doing SEO in 2011. I have 100 plus SEO specialists working for me on a daily basis in our office-based SEO agency in the Philippines, and we are serving thousands of clients already since we start the agency. I work with clients on a daily basis, testing multiple strategy and experimenting websites to make sure that our strategy are still working in today's SEO world or any algorithm. I help clients generate 6 figures a month with our white label SEO partnership program. As a seasoned SEO experts, we have helped businesses dominate the ranking organically and in Google Maps, increase their leads, phone calls, and sales by working with competitive niche or industry. The best part while working with us is that we have a refined strategy. We just don't throw SEO strategy on the table or in the wall and expecting as the result will stick. We have years of experience. We have a better process. We also have our own standard operating procedure or SOP that we are using for every step of the way. Like for example, how to do on-page SEO, how to do link building, how to outreach client, how to do guest posting, niche edits. We have that everything in place to make sure that we are only using one SOP inside the department. 100 plus SEO specialist. Yes, you heard that right. We have a lot of people here on every department that can help you scale your business from on-page SEO, technical SEO, link building, outreaching, and a lot more. Depends on your needs, by the way. We can also do technical stuff as well to help you scale your SEO agency. We have a better project management dashboard for your billing. Hi everyone, I'm your host Kirk Roldan, and today I'm very excited because I have a special guest, and actually a lot of people here requested this event, no? And I'm very excited to welcome him. So right now we have 25 viewers. Hello Philippines, hello world. This is Kirk Roldan, and yes, fresh from Vietnam. All right, so wow, what 7 days experiences with SEO Mastery Summit, and I learned a lot of people there and also meet a lot of new friends, partners as well. So it's really great. And yeah, today guys, I'm very excited to interview one of the experts in our industry. So anyway, I'm very excited to meet him once again. So let me put this down. All right, that is perfect. Hello, Senor. How are you?
Hola, señor, ¿cómo está?
Kumusta?
Very good.
I'm doing great, Alejandro. How about you?
Good. You know, the week is still young, and so far it's been a great one. So I'm excited.
Yeah,
for the rest of it.
looking fresh, looking good all the time in
Manchurize.
camera.
I appreciate the kind words.
I'm looking for you in Vietnam. You're not there. I know you're a busy man.
So
I've been a bit conferenced out over the
Okay.
last half a year. Yeah, it's been too much. I had to focus on a few different things that
I know, I
are
know.
incompatible with going out and hanging out with
Absolutely.
a bunch of crazy SEOs for a whole week.
Oh yeah, yeah, I understand. No, so by the way, guys, I'm your host, Greg Roldan, host at Search Engine Mastery, and today I'm with Alejandro Meyerhans, and he helps thousands of businesses now with Get Me Links, and they're servicing a lot of agencies, industries as well to scale their business with the help of backlinks or link buildings. So without further ado, Alejandro, I'm very interested to know more about you. But we have new viewers here right now. We have 38 viewers from my
Awesome.
Facebook
Hello, everyone.
profile. Yeah, YouTube, LinkedIn. So guys, you can share this live as well. No, because this is a great talk for sure with Alejandro. So Alejandro, we have new viewers here. Can you share more about you and what you do, by the way?
Of course. So, hello, everyone. Actually, wasn't quite sure if this was going to be live or not, so I'm excited for this.
Yeah, we are live. Actually, they also have questions. So by the way, if you have questions, guys, you can drop it down here in the comment box below. So yeah, we're going to
Oh,
read
yeah,
it.
please do. We'll love to answer all of those. So yeah, my name is Alejandro Meyerhans. I've been doing SEO since 2016, although I started with a very, very humble goal of just making like maybe $200-300 a month, so I could go to Goa, rent a hat, and write books. And
Okay.
eventually, I don't really know how. Life has those weird twists where it takes you to paths that are inexplorable until you explore them, right? Mysterious ways, you could say,
Mhm.
right? And I ended up running Get Me Links, 7-figure link building agency. And
Wow.
I guess it's just been curiosity and saying yes to things and then putting the effort to try and get those things to happen well. But truly, every single day I have to pinch myself, like, how did I end up here? I'm a mechanic from Spain that was serving tables, you know.
Mhm.
How did I don't know. I guess just work and a bit of luck and
Yeah, so you're doing this for like years and years and hard work
close
and
to a decade, yeah.
dedication to grow your agency.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I
for
guess
full
there's
clarity, right? Get Me Links is not my agency. My agency was buying links from Get Me Links. I had a very small boutique agency working with a lot of people in the media buying community, especially, right? A lot of online publishers, large scale publications, right? Millions of views every month, purely on content. This is before the HCU made us all reconsider our life choices. And
okay.
eventually, Get Me Links needed new leadership. I threw my name in the hat, and apparently the owners liked it, and I've been doing a decent job, decent enough, so that we've been growing and whatnot. So, yeah, but I don't own Get Me Links, right? I think it's worthwhile saying. It's very typical for people to think like, oh, they're speaking with the founder, didn't found it, don't own it. I'm only doing a job, and I try to do the best job I possibly can.
All right, that's perfect. Thank you so much for clarification. So to everyone out there, so that's it. We have from India, Chitranshu Sharna. Hello, Ben. Ren, hi there.
Namaskar.
Christelle. Nice meeting you, everyone. So again, if you have questions, drop it down here. So we have a great discussion for sure. No, so yeah, from a mechanic, you mentioned that, no, to having a 7-figure agency. That's a really great, no, and I believe there's a lot of management skills, scaling, no, sales, and you learned everything from that. So have you invested a lot of courses, or you're learning from yourself?
I've taken some courses. I think there's a good chance to, I've done it a million times, privately, but worthwhile saying, to thank Dom Wells, the founder of Onfolio, who back in 2017 gave me the chance to join his agency when I knew exactly zero about digital marketing. I had an incipient affiliate blog that was doing quite fine, right? I was making like $1,000 a month, right? So I was like elated because it was more than I wanted to make, right? Because when I came from like a very humble goal, right? So I was making, when I was a mechanic, I was making 600, 700 euros a month. And then as I waited, I was making maybe 1,100, but I was working 80 hours a week almost, right? So I was working 2 shifts. So I was making 600 twice, right? So that's not great. Right? This is in Spain, right? Spain is cheap for the West, but it's not cheap in the macro, right? So the money doesn't run that long. And the guy said, like, okay, your application was really good. I'm gonna buy you this course. So he bought the entire library of Digital Marketer, So it had everything: paid ads mastery, social media, analytics, data.
Wow.
It was almost like doing a master. Mind you, I don't know because I didn't go to uni, but it felt like that, right? And we spent months just doing that course and getting the grips of my first job, running his advertising and sales funnels, and doing some SEO and stuff. This is for human proof designs back, sweet 8 years ago, right? And from there, I've done, of course, a lot of courses from other great people in the industry, the Affiliate Lab, right, Authority Hacker, bunch of other ones. But realistically, where I found the most value for the position that I hold today, it's always been in books, right? I would hate to sound like our friend that is here in my garage, look at my Ferrari, and his obsession with books, which I don't think is a genuine one, but yeah, books are the source of everything that I know, and just first-hand experience, of course.
That's really great, no? You have a lot of experience, came from a book. Okay, sounds pretty well. So yeah, we have Elizabeth. Big shout out to everyone tuning in. Can't wait to learn more about it. Okay, so yeah, I asked you yesterday about what you want to discuss. You mentioned about management, right? So for you, what are the key elements of managing an SEO or an effective SEO agency, Alejandro?
You have a handful of components that make everything spin. You have team, you have systems, then you're going to have culture, which is a bit of a harder to measure one. And it's all based on who do you serve. Based on who you serve and what they need, you're going to require a specific kind of team with a set of skills, with the processes to enable those skills to shine, right, with the appropriate training. And you're going to need the kind of culture and values to hold the spirits of people, both when things go well and when things don't go well, because it isn't always rosy in business. Doesn't matter what business you do. SEO is a great business, and last year was difficult for a lot of people, right? Because big changes sometimes happens. So it's how do you hold on those times, right? Yeah, I would say those are the main components.
Yeah, I agree, because like culture and values, they need to be there, right? It's not just about I have a good fulfillment team, but I also have a good sales people, but the culture is not there, the values is not there as well. So it's still not enough, correct?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I think, now since you mentioned courses and you talk about these things about running an agency, I think one book that recently came across my Kindle is called Tribal Leadership. And I understand the word tribalism has its own connotations that aren't necessarily positive. But we're thinking about the old school concept of a tribe, like your tribe, the little group of humans that you belong to, right? And it's a fantastic book that I've been really, really enjoying. And it encapsulates a lot of the principles that I believe in about people's own development within organizations of a relatively small size, right?
Yeah, that's perfect to know. So yeah, I will check that book as well. For you, what could be the best structure for the team to run it efficiently or smoothly? Because I know some agencies, like they structure the team like from the CEO, and then they have this bunch of people working. So from CEO to people, but what can you suggest to have an effective structuring of the company?
Yeah, good point. So, funny enough, over the last, I would say, 4 months, we've been focusing all of our work in this exact subject on better team structure and organizational structure. We've been implementing entrepreneur operating system with the help of some people that are really, really good at that. I'll give them a shout out because I think they deserve it. They're called Virtual Do. They're great people, not affiliated. I just really like what they've helped us to achieve. And the structure that we've ended up with, that I'm elated about, because immediately has changed the way that we operate in a much more effective, efficient, and defined way, is that of the visionary, which would be my role, right? To really drive the vision. Where do we want to go as a company? Who do we want to serve, and why, and what will they need in the future, right? Then of an integrator that needs to translate that into year plan, from the year vision and the plan and the goals into like, okay, what's that going to look like per department? What's that going to look like per quarter? what's everyone's rocks, what's everyone's scorecard to measure their performance towards those rocks, the accomplishment of those, and then what's the organizational chart that's going to go together with that. That's one of the primary things that integrator will define and will maintain, right? Because it's not like a house where you put the walls in place and they always stay there, because the walls are made of people, and people have changing needs, changing moods, changing life realities, and the roles that they serve will also evolve as the company evolves. So it's a constant work there, right? And then we have a revenue operations team, an actual fulfillment operations team, and a finance. So the idea is you make the money, you send the stuff, you keep the money, right? That's the division. A lot of companies separate sales and marketing. We used to have it that way. And now we kind of integrated into this broader revenue operations one. And there's a lot more communication between both divisions, even though I wear a hat in multiple sites, right? I'm still wearing multiple hats, right? It's not everything is fully fleshed out in terms of the people yet, but in terms of how it works, yes. Then for operations, we have an operations director who isn't the same person as the integrator, right? And that person's job is to run, train, motivate, and make sure that the actual fulfillment of the product, which we have an extremely well-defined product, right? Service that we do, which is link building, right? That runs to the standards that the visionary is setting, right? So as a visionary says, the links that we have to do have to be like this, and that for these reasons, because we serve these people and they're going to need this in 6 months, in 1 year, when the algorithm does another turn of the screw. We need to be past that now, right? So then that needs to translate into operations. And then we have finance, all the budgeting, bookkeeping, keeping track with any changes in legal scenarios that would affect finance, all those kind of things. That's the structure that we have. Within operations, there's more detail. Happy to go into that, but I also don't want to go for 20 minutes in one answer in case people want to hear other things.
Okay. Wow. What a really great structure. And you have a lot of departments there that you mentioned, the visionary, the integrator, the operation director, and a lot more. So yeah, I'm sure if agencies that are watching right now or the replay of this video, if we are going to follow that, I'm sure we can also generate 7 or 8 figures with that setup, right? Because I know a lot of agencies as well that they didn't scale the business, they can't grow it because they don't have a proper department or structure in the company. So I also suggest to everyone out here who's listening, we can follow Alejandro's structure, because it's really working. And so yeah, about the sales now, what's do you really need it? Because some of the agencies that I know as well, they have a great structure, right? They have a great people or suppliers or fulfillment team, but the problem is that the sales, no? How is it impactful to every business that they also need to incorporate the sales team and also sales people in their company?
Yeah. I think my experience so far, sales for an SEO agency is perhaps one of the hardest roles to hire for, because really good SEO specialists, there's a tendency, of course, there's anomalies like myself, right? Tend to be introverts. I'm not. I love people. I love if we were doing this in the same room. I would have the triple amount of fun just because I like people, right? Which helps for sales, right? Yeah. But you have to be good at SEO, because you can't sell a hyper specialized service that is so high impact with so many moving parts if you don't truly understand it. And that's one of the main challenges really for a lot of SEO agencies, is finding somebody that knows enough SEO to know more than the client and know enough to not mess up when they put together a proposal. And then, the specialists that have to fulfill it, look at the proposal and then put their hands in their face, like, what the hell is this? This won't get them results, or this is too much content or too many links or whatever, right? So it's been a lot of documenting my own doing, because I joined as the salesperson for Get Me Links. And very quickly, I spotted enough things within the company that I could fix that. They gave me the position of CEO. So ever since I joined, over 3 years now, I still do sales. One, because it's hard to cover US times, right? If somebody wants to do a call at 5 p.m. US times, unless you have salespeople in the US, you need to have them somewhere in the Americas, right? Maybe in Europe, but it's still hard. And so even if I'm in Asia, for me, that means taking calls at 4 a.m. Like I have one today at 3 a.m. That's fine. I've been doing it for 3 years. You pay with a few white hairs, but that's fine.
That's true.
I've been doing it for so long, and I've sold millions of dollars of SEO services that I've been documenting everything that I've learned on the process, right? How to identify profiles of people, the different psychologies, the different, rapport building questions that you can do, how to identify who's qualified, not qualified, right? And then we have 2 other people at the moment in the organization that take care mostly of inbound, although we're starting now with our outbound because we really nailed the ICP and the offer, right? I think for outbound, you have to have your ICP super clear and your offer well, unless you do spray and pray, which I hate when I get hit with it. So I can't do things that I hate to receive to others, right? But that's my own experience, right? People differ on that one. So it's documenting that and finding somebody who knows SEO and likes people and can learn the sales process because it's also motivated by commissions, right? So if you find those 3 things in person, which is a bit of a unicorn, then you have a good thing, right? And they will make good money. Now, when it comes to sales, my philosophy is always truly identify where the person is at in their own business, what the genuine needs are, and how good they click with what you offer. And if it clicks very good, then figure out the best way of helping them. I always approach sales calls with like, how can I help this person the most? Tends to convert really well into dollars, but in many cases it converts to me pointing them somewhere else or just having a 1-hour consultation for them. We don't get paid for it, right? Because it's a discovery call, right? With the idea of hopefully we'll work together, but I help them. And then 3 years down the line, they send me a referral. Or I meet them at a conference and they're happy. Like, dude, you helped me, 2 years ago on a call for 1 hour. That was awesome. I say, great, putting good karma. So a lot of sales is putting good karma by doing the right things for the people that you're serving. My philosophy of sales could be wrong.
Yeah.
So far, it's working for me.
That's really great. So yeah, for me, I can also follow your philosophy. It's really great. Now we have questions here. Let's start with Ren. Hi, Alejandro. How do you foster collaboration and communication among different teams within your agency?
So I see the question there. I think it ends with to boost productivity, right? Collaboration and communication among different teams to boost productivity. Now, collaboration is one of our core values. We have 5. We put together a simple acronym to remember because, people need cues to remember those kind of things. And listen, if your job is that of the leader, your job is always to lead with the example and also to identify everyone's different communication styles, everyone's different cultures. Like I'm from Spain, right? Our culture is one towards communication. It's one that doesn't fear conflict. People fight, right? Not physically, but they will argue verbally very intensely, right? And I found out that in Southeast Asia, that is not the case at all, right? Where people will literally disappear instead of giving you a little bit of a hard time, right? Because they have to disagree with you. So my experience at least working with other people in the Philippines, in Thailand, Malaysia, where I live now, right? I see that as a general trend. I understand, of course, every single country is its own unique culture, but my experience has been that you have to be very respectful, very kind with your words. Like, I mean, I've said this in almost every podcast that I go, so I'll say it again. I always disliked the words VA to describe people because they're real people, right? I said that on stage in the Philippines 2 years ago when I was there. VAs are ChatGPT and Gemini and whatnot, right? So if you think like this is a fellow human being of mine that works in my team that I ought to help, so they feel confidence in their position and that their leader trusts them, so then they will speak up. Communication starts by speaking up and by having candor and kindness with the other person. Otherwise, people just shut their mouths, compartmentalize, try to do the job, not get any heat from the guys upstairs, right? The scary big bosses.
Yeah.
If they don't see in you also another fellow human being that bleeds and poops and has dreams and fears like everyone else, then that's hard. So if they see that, and they see that all throughout the leadership of the team, right? Like I have an integrator, have a direction of operations. I actually don't speak one-on-one with the people in the link building teams that often, right? Because steady people. You have 100 people, I believe, in your team. Can you speak one-on-one for half an hour with each one of them every single week? When do you sleep? When do you do any other kind of work? When do you go on conference? It's impossible, right? But you have to have it in a way where they know that they can have that one-on-one with you anytime, and that you will listen and you will help them. If you build that as thinking from a pure leadership position, then it starts to seep in all throughout. Then the moment that you see any BS, you nip it on the bud right away, right? The moment there's anyone throwing bad hoo-hoo or starting gossip and talking poorly about others, they need to understand that this is not the team to do that. Because this is a team. You're sure there's a bunch of different people with different backgrounds, with different life realities, right? And different levels of skill and different levels on the hierarchy. But the hierarchy is to know who does what. It's not to say who's bigger than other one, right? So we're all on a team. We're all trying to do something, which is to serve these people, right? Our ideal customer profile, the people that's giving us the big dollars so that we can do a good job. That's our mission. That is what we're here for, right? So the more that we can respect each other, the more that we can openly talk with each other and share ideas with each other, the better job we will do, the more we will like the job. And then the smaller the Monday blues are going to be, everyone wins, right? Because so if you care for your team like that, if you want your team to like their jobs, that's the starting point. If you want your team to be productive so you can make money and hopefully take more time off, I'm not saying that that's your case, by the way, right? The person who asked the question, which I believe was Ren, right? I'm not saying that's your case at all, right? But I've seen that as well in other teams, right? I've been treated like that, right? We're like, can you do that faster? Can you do that faster? Like, how? Tell me how to do it faster and I'll do it. Tell me why doing it faster matters other than making you another $1 when I'm seeing zero, and I might get motivated to do it, right?
Wow. So that's a really nice advice for everyone who's listening. Ren, I hope you got everything from that answer. Darrell, sir, in your experience, what are some of the biggest management challenges that SEO agencies face, and how do you overcome them?
I'm not sure if this is one of the biggest one. It's one that we faced and that we've worked to correct.
Okay.
The more layers you have between yourself, if you're the visionary, and whoever is actually doing the hands-on job of fixing pages, running them through AI optimization, building whatever it is, building links, right? The more layers you have, broken telephone, and things get simplified. So you give this much nuance and this much content to your integrator. That integrator gives that much to the next person. That next person gives this much to the team lead. And then the link builders were going to get this much. But what you meant was all of these, right? So that was a big one. Some things that we done to correct that is, one, I do speak with the team leads more often, right? To make sure that that direct transfer of what we believe in and why it matters and why they have to treat their team the ways that I believe teams should be treated. It's direct and there's no losses there, right? All communication is lossy, right? That is one. So that's purely for management. The other one is having unclear expectations of what people own and don't own. Sure, sometimes you need somebody to do something that's a task. Yes, that happens every day. You need bits and pieces to get done during the day, or sign that contract, do this. But realistically, you assign full scope responsibilities. And with the assignment of responsibility, your responsibility is to make sure that that person understands why that matters and why you believe that they are the right person to take care of that. Because that makes them believe in themselves. Like, okay, big boss said that I should be doing links because we serve agencies that need links because it's hard to get it right. And most agencies are good at content, technical, running Google ads, right? They don't want to do links. They need a partner. We are the partner. Cool. They're going to need links that are at this level of standard. Okay. And then therefore, we're going to follow this process and this process. And you, my friend, are the one that's going to bring that to fruition. And when you do that, everything else is going to fall into order, right? So I've always believed, because I was the lowest ranked worker in many organizations in the past. The name of my contract in the hotel where I worked in Germany said house servant. Right? But without the freaking house servant, nothing works in a hotel. Because who's going to do all the moving the luggages, moving the cars, connecting the conference rooms, putting all the chairs there, moving the pianos in and out, right? Moving stuff all throughout, right? Who's going to do that? You need a pair of hands, right? So if those people don't understand the importance of their job and they treat it like they're less because, management is the one closing the deals for a wedding with 400 people that brings the dollars. Yeah, who's going to serve that wedding? The waiters, the cooks, and the house servants are going to serve the wedding. Without those, you ain't got anything. So I always had that extremely clear in my mind, right? So without my lean builders, I ain't got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the challenge is to make sure that you remember yourself that. I would say that's the biggest challenge for other people. They become big and then they forget that people are just people. And without people, you're done.
I totally agree. We have a bunch of messages here. Okay, Elizabeth, how do you create and maintain a strong team culture as your agency scales? So I guess Elizabeth has agency right now and you're scaling. All right.
Good point. It's something that we've been working very intensely over the last few months to really drive it forward. Fundamentally, you define your values, right? What does this company believe in? What are we here for? How are we going to operate, right? We defined ours in a very simple to follow type of format. We have 5, right? The fewer values, the more powerful each one becomes, right? Values aren't words to be put on a piece of a canvas in the office and says innovation. The hell does innovation mean, right? When we say innovation, what do we mean? Why does it matter? And so it's a combination of the values and who you serve. People truly understand who you serve and why, and what the needs are, and what the pains are. The pains that you are alleviating. I was for 2 hours last night with a gentleman, right, from Washington that runs an agency that needs links. And it was the most fun 2 hours I had yesterday because we really click, and because the guy needs good quality links to scale his agency, etc. So we can serve them, and I can alleviate his pains because it's painful when you run a team and your time is overstretched. You need to hire. You don't quite know who to hire, right? And then you want to double your business, and all you can think is that the moment you double your business, you double your problems. So that's going to put the brakes in your mind to be able to do it, right? So that's the pain I'm alleviating, right? So if I capture that and I tell the team and I show them, that's one part for culture, to truly understand who we serve, right? I ain't trying to save the world. I'm just trying to help a handful of people, right? And then it's the values that we think will be the best values in order to serve those people right? For us, it's competence, adaptability, trust, collaboration, and humanity. Wow. Humanity, I put it there just because I want to. Because I refuse to lead an organization that puts anything over people. Because without people, you ain't got an organization, right? You have some sort of dystopian thing. Because ultimately, for me, all business is people helping people. Sure, there's LLCs in the middle, right? Cool. But ultimately, it's like, you, Kirk, want something, you need something, you have certain goals, right? And if we do business together, I'm supposed to help your goals, and vice versa, right? It's not some LLC's goals. Then they ain't got feelings, they ain't got responsibilities, they just fake entities, real entities matter.
Yeah, I'm blown away. Thank you so much for that wonderful advices. Now, all right, we have viewers here. Who's first? Cherry, thank you so much for your thoughts, sir. Jenny, Alejandro watching from Cebu. Grateful for the insights. And Alejandro, I'm curious about this. How do you manage your client expectations effectively?
Very good one, and it's extremely important in order to like what you do and not accidentally ending up hating it. Okay, most of the "oh my god, this is hell" feelings that you'll have about your work comes from painting the wrong expectation to clients and just being unable to fulfill them. So this is how important it is, right? Plus, of course, why would you tell them to expect something different than what they can expect? And that's a very bad long-term strategy. Anyway, so how to manage them, right? Lead with the truth. Okay. Now, I know that the favorite answer for all SEOs of all times for anything is it depends. Yes. But if you're a good SEO, you know on what does it depend. Is it a technical matter, content matter, backlinks matter, user signals matter, or branding matter, right? Sure, many smaller other things floating around them, but there's 5 main components of a successful campaign, right? And there's strategies and tactics for all of them, yes, but it's one of those things, right? So if somebody's winning over your client, do they have a technically sharper website? Is their topic narrowness better defined? Is the topical depth better defined? Do they have more quality links than they do? And so what kind of links? How can you get those links, right? Is the website significantly faster? Is it more cost retrieval effective? Do they have better branding, better brand sentiment, more branded searches? Is the CTR better, the time on site better? Like, there's millions of variables, but that your job is to know them and to know which ones punch higher than others. That's our job. So yeah, it depends, but we need to know what it depends to. Now, I've chosen to specialize, even though I started doing SEO more on the holistic, big scope of things because I liked it. I wanted to understand the entire enchilada, right? I did lots of forensic SEO. It's focused primarily on content, technical, branding, all those different things, and an analysis of the backlinks, but not on the execution of the backlink part. And then I moved into this, and I realized that within link building alone, execution good execution only comes from a good strategy, and good strategy takes a lot of data to put together, right? So to set up expectations, the more data that you have at hand and the more you can distill that data into action points, you need this many of these links, this many of these anchor texts, this many here, this many pages. This is your top 3 competitors. They look exactly like this. You need to look like that. And at least on the backlinks part, you can completely check the box with full confidence that you are indeed checking the box and not just checking a box in your SOP, but the box that they need to be checked. And then you communicate with them how long that's going to take, how much is it going to cost, how they're going to be paying, who's going to be reporting, absolutely everything, right? All the W's of journalistic school, who, what, when, how, where, answer all of it. And then you put it on a contract and then they sign it.
Okay.
And then you record the calls and they have copies of the calls. And if it's going to cost 50 grand, don't say it's going to cost 25 and then try to string them for another 25 further down the line. Tell them it's going to cost 50, right?
All right. Thank you for that. So you mentioned lead with the truth, right? And that's also very important for everyone who's listening out there. We are all SEOs. So you mentioned as well that it depends, no? And it's very common in our world. So we can try to be honest, like how many months the rankings to show up, or yeah. Okay, we have a lot of viewers here, but okay, we are talking about the management for like 30 minutes now. I have a question in regards to sales and closing deals.
Of course.
So how do you deal with price objection and for those clients who want quick results? Like for example, in link building, right? So yeah.
Okay, I'll start with the easier one, which is the time to results, and then I'll go with the price objections because it's its own animal. If somebody needs results tomorrow, SEO is the wrong answer, period. Okay, the answer is do video and try as much as you might hope to go viral. Right? Do as much video as you can. Try to go as emotionally heavy as you can. Storytelling in hopes of going viral, and then put some money behind on it on ads. That's if you need results tomorrow. So if you need leads tomorrow, SEO is not your friend, right? If you're gonna need leads tomorrow, next month, in a year, and 2 years from now.
Video ads? Yeah, is that video ads or
video content and then push it, right?
Okay.
If you're gonna put money into it, do the video content, post it organically, and then push it as much as you can until something clicks, right? That if you need leads literally tomorrow, right? Now, if you are going to need leads tomorrow, next month, in 1 year, and in 10 years, then SEO is a great move, right? And people who say, oh, SEO is dead, they've forgotten how the buyer's journey works, and that a lot of people finish their journey on search. So SEO ain't dead, and it won't be for as long as people search for stuff in order to get the final confirmation that the ad that they saw when they were, on a toilet break that was a bit too long on their phones, 2 days later, when they're actually solving that problem and they're going to do a search, their job is to be there. So for as long as that's truth, SEO will be there. And then that's an important one. So if they're going to need that, and what I said here is literally what I tell people on calls. If you're gonna need leads tomorrow, next month, and in 1 year, SEO is always a smart move. If you just need them tomorrow so you don't close shop, do something else. Do Google ads, do Meta ads, do TikTok, right? Now, provided that they can understand, okay, yeah, but what about in 6 months or in 9 months, which is still a relatively short time frame, depends on the results that they're expecting, then you need the data. So let's say it's just in backlinks, right, which is what I have the most specialty on. If the guy is going to need 300 backlinks, unique referring domains, let's say, right, and the current profile has 20 links, and they have 500 visitors a month, I can't go and build him all 300 backlinks tomorrow, even if he's ready to give me the money. Because what the hell is that link velocity? That's not going to fly. They don't have the traffic to justify it. From where do those links come? So the it depends question is knowing what that safe velocity looks like with data and tell them this will take exactly 9 months to build the links so you don't blow yourself up, right? And then it might take you another solid 3 to 4 months to see everything materialize from there. And after 9 months, you won't be done because your competition is building links at exactly this rate every single month. And for that, you need to have the data to show them in charts with sources. You can't make those things up. Yeah, of course, your competitors are building links. If I tell you that on a call and you trust in me, you will believe it because it sounds right. But if I show you the data, you know exactly how many links, right? So if the competitors are building another 10 links per month, in 9 months, that's another 90. I told you need 300. You're going to need 390 in 9 months, right? And then you will get up to speed with them with links. Now, how good is your content? How much content do you have? How good is your user signals? How well do you convert? All those things matter for SEO, right? I'm not going to get those done for you. That's not what I offer, but I can tell you what those are because I've done it a million times, right? So now if they take care of all of that, this is on the same line of expectations, right? And they understand that, and you've told them transparently, they might reset their idea of timeline. And that in my mind is a success because now you broke the reality into them. If they still says, no, I want to see results in 2 months, some other agency told me that they can get me that 1 or 2 months, you wish them well after you've explained the whole thing. And you tell them if in 2 months they don't see results, you're happy to work in a 9-month plan with them after, right? No need to speak poorly about anyone else. Let people, you've done your job. You've told them the truth, right?
That's true.
From there, it's everyone's choice to get burned if they want to get burned, chasing a pipe dream. Now, with pricing objections, links or SEO services for that matter, it costs what it costs. And you can add on top whatever you want, right? Because it's a value-based service. Now, if people are in competitive industries where there is money, they're not hobbyists, then again, do you have the data, right? So if I tell you this will take 300 backlinks, this many DR30 plus, this many DR40 plus, this many 50, this much from digital PR, this much from Haro, this much from guest posts, this much from link insertions. You can have the entire breakdown if you have the right data on how to get those links, the most effective ways of getting those links. This is exactly how much every link is going to cost. Therefore, the entire package will cost this much. If we split that by 9, that will cost this much per month. I've done quotes from anything from $300 a month for photography business, right? Okay. Right, that's just amateur photography for wildlife, to $2 million for an SEO software, $2.5 million for a competitor of Adobe. I put quotes of every single size together, right? Wow. And you have to have the same clarity and the same calmness in your being when you go to a room to say this will be $1,500 a month to when you go and say this will be $35,000 a month, because it's the same, because you have the numbers to back it up. Now, if they say that's outrageous, it says, well, this is the numbers. What part about the numbers are outrageous? What part about my research is outrageous? This is the reality. This is what your competitors have. Can you make it happen? It says, no, I can't. I say, okay, what can you make happen? Let's see if there's anything worthwhile pursuing for that figure. And if there isn't, I will tell you. And somebody might come at you and says, what can you get me for $1,000 a month in iGaming? And I tell him, nothing. Like, what do you want? Like, what can you get me with, $1,000 a month in casino? Don't know. Yeah. A cake?
One link.
It's like, what I'm saying? Like I can get you links, but will that get you anywhere? That's the thing, because people don't want links, people want results, right? So if results is going to take 1,000 pieces of content and 300 backlinks and 200 hours of technical SEO and this and this and that and website build, and okay, that's $1.5 million. what it is.
Yeah.
Right? If they can, they can. If they can't, they can't. Right? Now, if it's an agency, you can put little things in place or like if it's a reseller, you can put things in place to make it more attractive. You're giving small discounts for resellers to, take, a bit of gratitude for the larger volume business. That's fine. But if you put too much, you eat into your own margins and you end up doing insane amounts of work for free, which we ain't about that, are we?
That's true. So yeah, you mentioned like repetitive times about the clear expectations, like you said that earlier and now as well. So yeah, for me as well, the price is not really it object, right? But how are you going to solve the problems? How are you going to solve the pain points? So if you like clearly state that to them with the clear expectation, what are they getting with your services? I guess they're also good with the rates, right? So
I have
yeah,
the same
thank you for-
approach as people who sell phones.
Okay.
Does Apple have to handle price objections on the latest iPhone? No, it costs what
No.
it costs.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So I can
Yeah,
tell you this is what it costs and this is why it costs that much. It's important that you tell them why, right? And says, hey, but your unique product, right? Your DR30 links are more expensive than this other agency. Says there must be a reason behind that, innit? And one of the reasons is that I spent an hour running you through the details of the quote, and I will spend another hour every single month making sure that you succeed. If you get that on the other agency, then fine. I have to factor my time and my 10 years of experience into the links, right? So there's people who just do the product and people who partner with you in the results. I've chosen to take the partner avenue. Exclusively doing the fulfillment of a highly productized service is also perfectly valid because it allows you to compete in price, right? But then those clients can't expect you to put, 10 hours of account management per month in their account.
Yeah, that's true.
Who's going to pay for that, right? So if they need a kind of hands-on, white glove type of help, that's cost some more money, right?
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so to everyone, we have about 7 to 8 viewers. Hello, everyone. So if you have, or maybe can you share like some tactics you can share to the public, the strategies, how your approach on getting clients, or what's your approach on getting clients?
People are going to be underwhelmed because I ain't got any secret sauce about it. Try to run a good shop for long enough that you will build name. Of course, that's a long-term approach. If you need a short-term approach, then put a good offer together. Our offer is, I will tell you exactly how many links you need to rank. We call that the link report. We run ads to the link report, and the product delivers based on the feedback that we get. It over delivers because how people say, wow, this is the most amazing report I got in a long time, blah, blah, blah. It's great. I'm happy that's what they say, right? For me, I've seen so many of the times like, yeah, the link report, sure. I built it, like, sure. This is for me the what has to be offered for people to know. What links, what anchor text to use, what velocity, all these different things. So it's like, I tell you all of that for $50, which is ridiculous, right? So people say, okay, I pay the $50 to see how many links I need to rank. And then I tell you how many links you need to rank, plus a million other things that I can see on your website and on the strategy for free for an hour with you. So for $50, you got an hour of this guy's time, plus a bunch of, you would have to pay for maybe a few $100 for that kind of advice, $500, $600, depends, who you hire in. But that's what I would charge for an hour of pure consultation, $500, right? And all the plan of your links. And now you have a quote. So the chances that people say, like, okay, let's do it, right? Because you build a relationship, you build the trust, you over-delivered. And they need the links anyway. So that's the best way, right? Put some sort of audit that will blow people's socks off for some, and then run ads against that as a landing page. Okay. That's the single best way to attract clients. Do then a very good job, right? Care for them, and then you start getting referrals, you start getting a bit of brand recognition, and that continues to pay forward. Of course, you're an SEO, work on your own SEO, right? Gamilinks had its own SEO in disarray for a long time, and we started working on it for like last year and a half. It's getting better. We're getting more leads from Google. Build stuff, go on videos, right? A lot of SEO, because it had so many dubious players over the years. SEO has a bit of reputation, right, to fight off sometimes. right? Now, if you think about other services like PPC or whatever, that's fine, right? But in general, there's a lot of agencies out there that are a bit meh, right? I work with a handful of great agencies, with a lot of okay agencies, okay, did an okay job at the thing, and sadly with a couple of really bad ones, right? Like truly horrible ones that I wish I could get my money back, right? And so a lot of what agency do I trust is, do you trust the person at the helm? Do you trust that they're telling you stuff as it is? And can you check that historically they've been doing what they said that they would do to other people through reviews, testimonials, case studies? Doesn't matter what you sell. If you can establish those things, you don't have to be the biggest thought leader in the space with the fanciest LinkedIn profile, with the most thought leadership pieces out there and the most amount of case studies in your profile and look at my GSC chart, look at my GSC chart. You don't have to do any of that. It helps, it gets more attention. But I would say that alone, that can be manufactured, right? Anyone can put a fancy GSC chart together and say that they're behind those results. Can you do it?
Yeah, that's a great advice, no? And you also mentioned about time. Yeah, some agencies that I know, like they're really good at sales. They are really good at they are really good at fulfillment. They have a great process system, but the problem is that they have a problem when it comes to getting clients, right? So it's a different thing, like having the right process, right people in your agency. But the problem, if your agency don't have enough leads, don't have enough visibility online, then you can also have it's a really great problem, right? And I know a lot of people or agencies that are closing because of that issue. So what can you advise to that, Alejandro?
The amount of qualified eyeballs that you will translate into leads is directly proportional to how much trust are you building with those eyeballs. And I'm saying eyeballs because at that point you don't know who they are, right? It's people that, hey, Steven, what's up? Good to see you there. The amount of people that will see your brand in one way or the other, you don't know who those are until you speak with them, right? So let's call those MQLs, right? Those eyeballs are potentially marketing qualified leads if they transform into a lead by signing up to something, or at least that you can reach out to them through retargeting and whatnot. Different levels of depth there, right? So first one is, can you get the attention of people? Do you have anything worthwhile sharing that will get those people interested in you, right? This is what we are both trying to do here, right? We're going to hopefully have a conversation where we can share some value that will attract some people into tuning into this conversation, and they will actually learn something and build a bit of a relationship as well, because they're paying attention to us just blabbing about agencies and scaling and whatnot. So it builds a lot more relationship through voice and through your face out there and stating what you believe about the world and agencies than an ad would do or anything else. So it's the content that you put out there, right? How you put yourself out there to attract the attention, and can people trust that or not? The more trust you build, the quicker you're going to transform that lead into a sales qualified lead, somebody that will want to speak with you. And when they speak with you, that's what I said, can you understand their unique situation, whether they meet your ideal customer profile or not? Because if they're disqualified, don't waste their time either.
Yeah.
If they're qualified for what you offer, and if you truly understand the situation and they hear from you that you do understand the situation, for which I suggest that you repeat back whatever you heard. So the lead tells you all these things about the business. It says, let me see if I get you right. You said all of this, right? And they say, yes, cool. Then you move forward, right? It's a bit of a basic sales thing for everyone watching, right? Just read back what the person said to you to make sure that you actually got it, because it might mean something else, right? Tower of Babel is a real thing for something, right? Beyond different languages is different understanding of what the words mean. Sure. So those are the biggest ones. If you can establish trust on the content that you put out there, for the same amount of people that will see you, you will have a significantly higher amount of people interested in speaking with you.
That's great. And it also takes time, right? You cannot just like build the trust for like a couple of weeks and then you stop because you didn't see any result for what you're doing. Thank you. All right. Yeah, we have a lot of viewers here. Yeah, Steven, you would look As always, Janus, apologies for being late to the live, but I'm hoping to catch up with the knowledge shared. Thank you for sharing your experience and knowledge, Alejandro.
My
And
pleasure.
wow, very direct and honest answers. We have a question from Elizabeth. How about potential clients often have objection about SEO services? What are the common ones you encounter and how do you handle them?
Good one. So besides pricing, why is this so expensive type of thing for which you should have the data to back it up. The other one is, can you offer guarantees? That's a typical objection. Is I said this in Manila when I was there, right? People will ask you questions or will try to solve anything from either a place or an angle of fear or an angle of ambition, right? So you have to identify what are fear-based questions and what are ambition-based questions, because you answer them very differently, right? Answer them both with the truth, but it's how you package that truth so it's understandable for them, right? Because truth can be very raw if you don't serve it right. So if somebody says, what happens? Can you guarantee that I won't get a penalty? And the answer is, of course, you're not. One, because you're not supposed to do any active link building by yourself. Google wants you to publish content, put it out there, and hope that the content will attract links. We are actively reaching out to people in your behalf in some sort of digital PR manner to have you feature on their websites, right? At some point, something can happen and you can get spotted for being doing that. Of course, it's my part of the job to make all those links look as natural as possible so that won't happen, right? But you can still get a manual penalty, right? Or worse, you can get an algorithmic penalty if you choose your anchor text and you do exact match anchor text on 20 of your backlinks in 1 month. That will for sure get you an algorithmic penalty. And a lot of people don't know that. Yeah, well, let me do primary mailable 20 times. Nope. Literally no, right? So my job is to tell them all of that. Right. So if I am addressing that, then I'll tell you why so adamantly I say no. The guarantee is that I will do these links in the following manner, and it's all documented, how the links are going to look like, what kind of websites, why those things matter, and make sure that that's at the edge of the blade of what quality service is for us, is quality link building. Cool. That's my job. And then I tell you, and then if any of those links that the actual service that you can hire us for, which is the fulfillment of those, if any of that breaks, I'll fix it and I'll replace it for free for you, right? Within a certain time span, right, of a year. So that's a very typical one of like guarantees, right? What can you guarantee? Can you guarantee results? Can you guarantee that the sites will have more than 1,000 traffic per Ahrefs? Yes, right? If that's on your criteria for your product, you have to say yes and you have to fulfill it, right? Can you guarantee results? Can you guarantee that I will rank #1? And the answer is also absolutely not. I can guarantee that I have the data to back up my idea of why this backlink strategy will perfectly cover your backlink needs. I'm not working on your technical SEO. I don't know if your site has a lot of server errors. I don't know if your content is garbage AI stuff. I don't know if your site doesn't convert because you put the form in the wrong place. All of these different things, right? So I don't know also if your brand has really bad reputation, right? Which is going to hurt. I don't know if your competitors have triple the amount of branded searches that you do and the site converts more, because then you're screwed because of nav boost, because of right brain. So like there's so many variables, but I can guarantee you, I will tell you all the variables that you have to look for on your end, right? I will take care of the links and I will do it according to all these different things. So those are the biggest ones: results and guarantees about lack of results and things like that, right? Those are the largest ones.
It's perfect. Thank you so much for that. No? So yeah, we talk about management, sales, scaling the business. I just have a question about link building. So like, because you have Get Me Links, right? So what's the difference from Get Me Links to other link building agencies out there?
It's a good one. I'm not familiar with every single link building agency out there. I keep about 30 of them in my radar that I believe are decent players.
Okay.
That, of course, I either want to get inspiration from or I want to not do what they're doing. So there's also a handful of them that are very famous, very large, but I don't agree with the way that they conduct business, right? So I always look at where are they leaving a gap in the market? What are they not doing, right? Now, but there's millions of agencies out there doing SEO, thousands of link building agencies. So I don't know what makes us unique against all of them. I know what we offer as our unique value proposition, right? Like I mentioned earlier, a lot of agencies, which is again extremely valid, will focus on getting you the deliverables, right? There's a handful of good names out there that did that as the model. So if you fit exactly this shape, right? I have exactly the product for you, and you can order it through the portal. Don't need to speak to anyone. You can get it at a very competitive rate. That's fine, right? A lot of agencies were like that. That isn't the way that I shine in business. The way that I shine in business is perhaps because of my experience in sales. Sales was my very first job, right? When I was 18, 19. And because I've worked in 5-star hotels and fancy restaurants, is care. So if the difference is I'm not that good at operations to fulfill 20,000 backlinks like clockwork every single month with no failure for as long as you fit this very specific thing so I can compete on price. That's not me. So I chose not to go that way. But I can do 1,000 links a month, 1,500 links a month with a very high touch for the clients and partner with those clients where everything when it comes to backlinks we take care of, and then we help them scale. A lot of agencies, they need to sell backlinks to their existing clients, so they need to raise the budgets. They need the data to do that, right? So for us is to actually have the data to back every single decision. We don't do guesswork. Is that we're a growth partner and that we deliver the highest quality links we can possibly find. Those are the differentiators that we chose to bet on. And so far, for the agencies that partner with us, is playing out well.
It's really great. So how big is your database right now? Do you like outreach them, right? And then added it to your database, right? How big are they?
You will be surprised about this because we've been running the business for 6 years. It's surprisingly small. And the reason for it, and you see still thousands of websites, okay? But I'm not going to, too like what those people say, oh, sir, check my site. I have 250,000 websites in my inventory, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I guarantee you maybe 3,000 of them are good, right? And the rest is stuff that I wouldn't sell. Now, depends on what niche you're trying to rank, what geo, what language, the longevity that you want that project to have. You can use crappier links, and that's fine, and they will work fine, right? So yeah, we have a relatively small database of a few thousand, right? Because we do a lot of custom outreach whenever it's required, and we keep calling that, right? So if a site was good 9 months ago and now it's not good anymore, I will move it to the B grade database. Now the B and C grade databases are humongous, which represent most databases that I see out there when people say, I have a huge database. Like, so do I, on the list of sites that I wouldn't use, right? The list of sites that I would use because I'm happy with them. They are reliable publishers, good websites, good background. They rank for their own stuff. They don't do sketchy stuff, no DR manipulation, no penalties, all the different things. There aren't that many.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Steven. Hi, Steven. How are you, my friend? He said objections are expectations really and have to be managed in a careful manner which converts them as a client, yet deliver results based on expectations.
Amen, sir.
Right. As my career background, finally I found my people. Shout out, Rene. Thank you. Franklin, good stuff here. It's perfect. Yeah, what for you? How is link building 5 years from now?
Cool. It used to be an easier question to answer before AI, right? Now, let's try and go through that timeline, okay? So we've seen in digital PR, a bunch of sites that belongs to a large group have changed the policy on who they're going to link out, right? Mm-hmm. We saw Haro going out of business, well, being closed, right, by Weber Body, I forgot the name, Cision, I believe, right, in December last year. So two insanely popular methods of acquiring the really good links from high DR placements have gotten harder. Guest posting 3 years ago, you could get away with murder, right? For as long as the site had decent metrics, good traffic, and it wasn't entirely garbage, the links would actually produce results. Since March last year, you either work with real businesses or those links are worth zero. So all I'm seeing is that the path is getting narrower, right? And fewer tricks are flying. Where that's gonna end up being, in my opinion, is that exclusively legitimate websites will have any weight in the algorithm, because the more layers of AI and combined data that all these algorithms use to serve results, like, because you can tell through the user engagement, you can tell through the brand signals. If a website, like all of the sites that got wiped in March last year were websites that had thousands and thousands of pages published. They were ranking for tons of different things, and they had zero branded searches, right? And so between the scale content abuse, that is when they started trying to like turn the screws on that. They could tell that it was a scale content because of the indexation rate, the cost of retrieval going through the roof, right? The quality of content significantly decreasing, all the AI content telltales signs, then those sites go wiped. So if you were getting links from those websites in volume, and if those were all the only websites you were getting links from, now those links are worth zero, right? Sure. So, but then who survived? E-commerce businesses, service-based businesses, local businesses, a lot of larger businesses that do like service-based stuff online as well, right? So now can you collaborate with those guys? Can you collaborate with the content websites that have enough of a following, that have branded searches, and those are the sites that Google wants to rank anyway for informational stuff? Can you get all of those links? Sure, repurposed domains still work very nicely, but it's a highly complex endeavor to do it right? Not just any domain will work, and you can just plug it like a 301 the way you could do 3-4 years ago, where you could buy like 8 expired domains, point them to a collections page in Shopify and rank tomorrow. That doesn't work anymore, right? So like we used to be able to get away with putting content in a white background and put the exact keyword 1,000 times on the background, 15 years ago. That doesn't work anymore, right? Because that was almost insulting how easy it was. So in SEO in general, this is what I see, right? The path just gets narrower on what's good, right? And what works. That's the reality of it. It's either we accept it or we try to continue on doing techniques that for some reason is still work, but we know are going to die.
That's perfect.
I don't think expose and link insertions and digital PR and journalism building are going anywhere, because those are techniques. Yeah. What will go away is the sites that are worth pursuing for those techniques, right? The let's say the amount of quality checks that you will have to do, that's going to get tougher.
That's perfect. No, so yeah, we are talking about link building, and we didn't go to on-page technical and like content. Are they also really, really bad for you, or only do link building and basic on-page stuff is enough?
Sorry, can you repeat that one? Apologize, I had
we are focusing on link building for our talk, right? So, is technical SEO, content, on-page are still also important, or basic on-page is enough plus link building?
They're definitely important, right? I published a video just about a week or 2 weeks ago. I call it the 5 components of modern SEO. So for those watching that might be interested on hear me ramble about this for 40 minutes, which I cannot give you a 40-minute answer right now. Search for my name on YouTube and you will watch it. It's the last video there, 5 components of modern SEO. But realistically, you have a technical foundation, right?
Okay.
Your site needs to be sharp, point blank. It needs to be built well. Server needs to work very well. Plugins, theme, all that stuff as clean as minimal as possible, with no bloating issues that are going to appear the moment you put the content on top, right? Now, you need to define the width of your content, right? So if your site talks about home office spaces, I just built mine and I'm happy with it, right? Then don't start talking about kitchens, because now you just made the content this much wider and you don't have any support here. It just went out on the screen, right? Yeah. So then you're going to have to do offices and kitchens, or you better become as good as you are in offices for the kitchens part, or Google's going to look at you like you just diluting yourself, right? And then in order to get viewed, you need to publish a lot of depth of content, which is going to make basically, paint it as a building, a very tall website. Then links are the roof. Links is what actually penetrates ranking, is what powers everything up. right? So links are still, in my experience, 70, 80% of the job, but that job doesn't succeed without the other two first.
Okay.
And then what wraps everything up and makes things stick is once you are actually getting the traffic to your website, do you keep it? Do you retain it? Do you have multiple pages per session? Do you have goal completions? Do people sign up to your email newsletter? Do people then start talking about your brand positively online? Do they buy the stuff that you sell? Do they then give you good reviews? Right? Do you start then generating all the brand sentiment and the branded queries and everything else to wrap the entire picture? Or are you generating enough branded queries through your social media and paid advertising efforts to drive branded searches to the site to give those sort of signals, right? So links needs all of the other things to be in place to really succeed. But without links, I haven't seen any truly competitive industry make it, right? That's always been true. And on the update that was launched last November, I saw it become only truer. We run tons of link reports. I see probably 20, 30 link reports every single week that I pitch to people, right? Or that I review for different cases for, all the clients that we rerun them. And the amount of high DR websites with no links at the page level, but the site is humongous, that are dominating the top 3 results has increased tenfold. And then the amount of ultra highly specific websites that only cover, let's say, podcasting software, right? Let's say it's podcasting microphones. If that's the only thing you sell, then you will rank very well for podcasting microphones. The wider you start getting, the more links you need, right? But if you do something that's exclusively like you're the only one person that makes leather gloves for motorcycling, right? And that's the only thing you sell, leather gloves for motorcycling, and your leatherglovesformotorcycling.com, you will rank well for that and only that. So it's a bit like 2010, exact match domains win. And those are the cases. Humongous websites, hyper-specialized websites. Those two are the ones that are winning. If you land somewhere in between, get your link game up.
It's perfect. Yeah, I didn't notice we take 1 hour now, and I'm learning a lot from you, Alejandro. Thank you for that. Now, one last question. Yeah, I learned a lot, honestly. One last question. So, to everyone who's watching who are new to SEO, what can you advise to them if they are struggling, or to those who are doing this for like 5 or more years now? What can you advise?
Okay, 2 very different cases, right? If you're new to SEO, conceive it as a means to an end, right? This is to say, both for yourself and for your clients. So nobody does SEO for the sake of doing SEO. They do SEO because they want the traffic, they want the leads, and they want to strengthen the business. Most likely, they want to not have to rely on paid media, or they want to better their positioning all throughout the sales cycle, right? So those are the main reasons businesses will buy SEO, because they want that. They want more leads, or they want to capture the leads that are on the search and final phases of the sales cycle, or they don't want to spend so much money on ads. So it's a means to an end. Understand the end, understand those businesses and what they truly want, and then just get very good at the technical aspects of SEO. And when I say technical, I don't mean technical SEO, I mean on the doing, on what's involved into every one of these dimensions of SEO, right? On-site, off-site, etc. If you're new. But the better you understand the client, the better SEO you're going to do. Because in SEO, there's a lot of noise, but there's things that matter. If you do what matters, you will get results, your clients will be happy, and then you can move up in the tiers, right?
Yeah.
If you've been doing this for 5 years, you have a couple of different options. You can stay a jack of all trades if you're doing all the things, which is what I did for my first 5 years. I've been doing this for 9, right? I only started really specializing on in building over the last 4. And at some point, I suggest that you choose a specialty that is very difficult. The more difficult, the better, right? So, of course, at the moment, everyone is obsessed with AI, automations, and agents. It's definitely going to be a market for that, and it's definitely going to make a lot of your job faster and better. So if you get good at that, you can apply it for SEO or anything else. And then after you get really good at that, and then at all the other transferable skills. My best skills at the moment are no longer SEO, are more on sales, people management, right? And leadership. And this is where I'm trying to develop my skills in the macro. I care a lot less now of being the bestest SEO I have enough data that I have full confidence on the specific service that we fulfill, right? And I know how to get good at that. So I can maintain myself a really good SEO in that specific dimension, while I myself as a professional try and get better at all the other dimensions: leadership, sales, and management, because those are super transferable. And I could be doing this for Hilton hotels in 5 years from now in a different country, and those skills will still be valid because organizations will still need sales and leadership and people management.
It's really great advice. No? Alejandro, thank you so much. By the way, if we are interested about what you do or your services, where can we go, by the way?
People can check our services and what we do in terms of link building, specifically for agencies and larger marketing teams, at getmelinks.com. And if you guys want to connect, you can search for me, Alejandro Meyerhans, on LinkedIn. And I've put some content out there on YouTube. I'm trying to do more. It's a very time-consuming thing, but I like doing it. You can go to YouTube and just look for my name, Alex Meyerhans or Alejandro Meyerhans SEO, and I have a channel with 360 subscribers, which hopefully will go up a couple points today.
Yeah, that's for sure. We'll go there, guys. We'll subscribe. So everyone, we can go to Alex. Is it again? Alex
Meyerhans or Alejandro Meyerhans.
Alex Meyerhans SEO. There's SEO there. All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Alejandro, for your time. Appreciate it. I learned a lot, promise. And
thank you very much
as well, everyone, for coming and joining us, asking questions. So yeah, this video is recorded so everyone can catch up later on. Thank you once again, Alejandro.
Awesome. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Same here.
You take care, okay?
To see you again soon. All right, take care as well. Bye-bye.
In a conference some point soon.
Yeah, sure. I'll invite you. Thank you.
Take care.